Hello and welcome to another episode of Sports and Songs Podcast. This is season 5, Andy. Episode 51. Tonight's the Songs edition, right?
Yes.
Songs edition tonight. We're going to do an album review and we're going to talk about some upcoming concerts, music tours, music notes.
I even have information on the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame from this last weekend.
Okay.
A little scuttlebutt going on there.
Yes,
Hard to
there
believe.
always seems to be something, right?
And I actually kind of agree with their point on this one. So,
all right. Well, that will be coming up with some good stuff. What we've got tonight is an album review, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Andy.
Yep.
Here we go. Californication. Now, this album, this is a good one here. We're going to talk about this one. Released 1999. It's considered alternative rock and funk rock. 56 minutes and 24 seconds, Andy.
That's a long one.
It's almost an hour and a very, very long, but it's good. But it's 15 songs. Now, they released 5 singles, all very successful. This thing went, let's see, in the charts, this album, Andy, was, I think, 8 times platinum. Here we go. I'm checking it as we speak. 8 times platinum. Red Hot Chili Peppers, 8 times platinum. Californication. And
just think of that word, Californication. How many points that'd be worth in Scrabble?
Oh, yes.
That'd be a good one.
It would be. So they had, they've been around for so long, Andy. And the research for this, I did not know they were around since the early 80s.
Yeah.
And so good stuff. So let's go through the track listing here. Most of the folks here are going to know these songs, maybe not by the name or the title, but they're going to know these songs. First song is Around the World. Next song is Parallel Universe. Next song is Scar Tissue. That's the one probably most people know, and the accompanying music video. Music videos were good for all these. This was back in 1999, so they had some good graphics and some CGI. Song 4 is Other Side. Very good song as well. Song 5, Get On Top. Song 6, Californication, also released as a single. Song 7, Easily. Song 8, Porcelain. Song 9, Emmett Remus. I believe that was about an ex-girlfriend of the vocalist, I think, is something to do with her.
Anthony Kiedis, yeah.
Song 10 is I Like Dirt. A lot of innuendos there of the word dirt meaning sex in this case. And so lots of innuendos here. Next song is This Velvet Glove. Song 12 is Savior. Song 13, Purple Stain. Song 14, Right on Time. That's just a quick little 1 minute, 52-second song. Final song is Road Trippin'. Really good song there, Road Trippin', another song that was released. So when they released these, a lot of good songs, Andy.
That was still what the Chili Peppers had going for them. This time when this album came out, but they weren't exactly grunge, but they weren't exactly heavy metal. They were kind of the in between.
Yeah, they were the alternative.
I don't say they were a good mix of both. Heavy metal people like quietly liked Red Hot Chili Peppers, and grunge quietly liked Red Hot Chili Peppers. Well, there's enough quietly likes to make them very popular.
Yes, so they really, when the alternative scene exploded, these guys were heading it up because it was a lot of funk. It was a lot of it was some rap included, a lot of strange stuff, but it was successful. And it was very successful with that target market. The Red Hot Chili Peppers, the personnel, Anthony Kiedis, lead vocals, John Frusciante, electric guitar.
Very underrated player.
Yes, and now he plays a very good slide guitar, Andy.
Yep.
And then Flea, of course, Flea on bass, and Chad Smith on drums. What's your thoughts on this group of four here?
I said the quarterback. Wow, the guitar player, very underrated. I liked his work, and Chad Smith's done some other stuff too besides the Peppers. Um, his work is very good, and we'll come up to him later on in the show with some stuff he's done. Flea was he kind of reminds me of the drummer from Metallica. He's got a little bit of talent, but the band's really good, so he thinks he's better than he is.
Okay.
That, my opinion, as a professional reporter, that's my opinion. Flea's a good bassist, but he's not that good, not as good as he thinks. Lead singer Anthony, again, okay, but since they like to run around in their underwear, they got attention for it. Some of the things they said or pushed, they got attention for, so they took it. But their music was good. I enjoyed listening to it. Never bought a single thing of theirs. If it was on the radio, I wouldn't change the station. I'd keep it on, But I wouldn't go, oh, God, they said the Peppers are coming up in half an hour. I got to keep listening. No, I'd turn it off and come back if I missed it. Yeah,
Yes, I would say I'm the same way. I don't have any of their work. I'm not a big alt rock or alt metal guy. Listening to this for this review for this, it actually is a pretty good. It's a solid album,
right.
Musically and lyrically. It's well done. I think the reason I like it might be the production. Rick Rubin,
yes,
did a lot of work with the Peppers, and I think he's more the guy that we're used to growing up with some of the stuff that he's done. And
yes,
that's why it's so clean. Very good. Very good stuff. So, it was their most commercially successful studio release with more than 15 million copies sold worldwide, and more than 7 or 8 million in the United States alone. It's huge. This thing did really, really good, and they put out a lot of stuff, a lot of live stuff, a lot of compilations, and
right.
Now they also got a Grammy Award-winning Scar Tissue. This album peaked at number 3 on the U.S. Billboard 200. And did you know now, Andy, that they've had 15 singles over the years that topped the charts? Number 1 songs. 15 over the years. I did not know that.
Maybe for a week or two, but they were up there. That's good. Good for them.
Yeah, I just we're used to these albums coming out with 10, 11 songs, 2 or maybe 3 singles being released. This one had 15, 5 singles. And I went through and watched all the music videos as well. But this was mid to late 1999 and all the way through the year 2000 this album was all over the radio stations that I listened to. It was a lot. It got a lot of airplay and things like that.
Like here locally,
yeah, go ahead.
Like here locally, it would be on 93X, it'd be on KQ, it'd be on 101. It hit all the formats. So
yes, and it was released early in the summer, June 8th, 1999, on Warner Brothers Records. It was their 7th studio album, and it was done very, very well. They touch on a lot of things, Andy. They touch on a lot of things with the lyrics and things like that. So they talked about a lot of things from the West Coast and where they came from, how they got together, things that they've done, a lot of things California related in the lyrics. Surfing, of course, Big Sur, road tripping, so a lot of connections there to that. This album dares to be spiritual and epiphanic. Do you agree with that stuff? What they kind of touched on there?
It's a subject. I guess you could say that, but I haven't listened to it hardly enough to think of it that way.
Yeah, it was the large part of the success commercially was attributed to the popularity of its singles. The 3 most popular singles were Californication, Other Side, and Scar Tissue. You couldn't exist, says William Godman of Billboard magazine, says you couldn't exist in American pop culture without hearing its singles. Everyone has heard these songs, whether you knew it was coming from this band or not, but you've heard them all. 4 members of the band. They've got some good music videos. Scar Tissue spent 16 weeks atop the mainstream rock chart in the United States and peaked at number 9 on the Billboard Hot 100. Additionally, this song was added to the rotation of all 91 modern rock radio stations in the U.S., the first song to accomplish the feat since when U2 did it with Discotheque. I mean, I didn't know this, Andy. You know, it covered them all, like you said. So it hit all the formats, the modern rock formats. Everyone played it. So heavy rotation. Now, the tour that they did, they went on the tour to support the record beginning in the United States. And they were also asked to close down Woodstock 99, which, of course, became infamous for the resulting violence in the Woodstock show. But, you know, a lot of these guys were involved in a lot of things on the you know, they were on the European side. They toured. They did a free show in Moscow in the Red Square in August 1999 to a crowd of over 200,000 fans. So these guys have been around the block, of course. Very good. A lot of drug, alcohol addiction issues. A lot of the band members in and out of treatment over the years. They've done a lot. They've been around. Hats off to what they've all done. But if it's music that you like, you know, that some of the concept kind of basically says it's kind of fraternity frat boys in college, like listen to the Red Hot Chili Peppers, not us metalheads per se. But I thought it was going through the whole album, not bad.
Yes. All right. I do have some other stuff about Mr. Smith here.
Chad Smith, yes.
First of all, with Halloween coming up, don't forget to get your costumes here.
Dude from another band watching you play. That is good.
So here we go. Oops. All right. First of all, we're going to start with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductions. We'll go over who was inducted, who. Now, we're not going over for other stuff. These are just pure inductions, not for what they've done for music and this and that. Mary J. Blige and Cher were both inducted. I agree with Cher going in. Dave Matthews Band and Foreigner. About time Foreigner goes in. Peter Frampton and Kool and the Gang. Kool and the Gang, rightfully deserving to go in. Ozzy Osbourne and A Tribe Called Quest. Ozzy, of course, was already in with Black Sabbath. Now he's in as a solo artist. This came out. Jelly Roll, he's the big heavyset dude with tattoos on his face, faced criticism after his performance of Ozzy Osbourne's song Mama, I'm Coming Home at the 2024 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame ceremony. The Rock Hall shared a video of the performance on Instagram, but didn't receive positive feedback from fans of Ozzy. This was absolutely hideous. I'll never understand the appeal of Jelly Roll, as one wrote in the comment section. And I just want to clarify that was not me. I agree with it, but it was not me. Another one said, should have had James Hetfield or Corey Taylor, you know, people who were both influenced by Ozzy, but were close to him. And other users agreed with the rest of the comments. Oh, Jesus, that was bad. Stop getting current trendy people to sing songs of legend songs and get the best suited voice possible. Effing Ozzy deserves better. And I agree with that too. Mm-hmm. Don't get who's hot now to sing an old guy's song. Get someone who's still kind of relevant, who was inspired by him or who likes him or was in that same genre anyway. You know?
Yeah, fair enough.
Jelly Roll performed songs with stars like Billy Idol and Chad Smith on stage, while Ozzy watched from the other side.
Okay.
Jelly Roll, who's supposed to be this great, upstanding Christian man now. This is from his Twitter account. This is for sure the most toxic, negative app to ever exist. He's referring to Twitter or X, period. LOL. This place is different, man. I always heard it was a Wild West on here, but man, it's insane. It's a safe place for everyone to say mean Then I crossed out the improper language this young man used. To each other with no consequences. I'm out. LOL. Now, I'm sure you'll probably see him back on in a week or two, but you don't come out saying I've cleaned up my act. I'm a good Christian boy, then use profanity online and rip on everybody. So they're as bad as the rest of them. You phony. Birthdays this week. Got a couple musical birthdays here. Chad Smith, as we said. October 25th from St. Paul, Minnesota, Dan.
Yes.
Local boy.
I like it.
He's performed with the Peppers, Chickenfoot, and the Chad Smith Bombastic Meatballs. Meat bats. So there you go. He's considered funk rock, alternative rock, and hard rock, which I'd give him. Now, here's another thing you might not know Chad Smith from. It's a friend of yours here. When Will Ferrell always did the drumming competitions on talk shows, it was Chad Smith that was with him.
Okay.
Dressed up as his twin. So
okay.
Shows you that he's got a sense of humor and goes with it. He's not just like I'm a serious rocker, man. He's got a good sense of humor.
Yeah, he looks very much like Will Ferrell.
Yes, I really had to look at this for a little bit to find out who's who. Also from the Hall of Fame that night, Hot Blooded by Foreigner featuring Slash, Sammy Hagar, Chad Smith. So Chad sat on the drums for a while, but there's a Sammy and Slash doing Hot Blooded by Foreigner. You can see that on Slash's Instagram page. More birthdays. Glenn Tipton of the Judas Priest.
Yes.
Has a birthday. He's number 76 now as of tomorrow. Happy birthday, Glenn. And also Weird Al's birthday was the other day. Alfred Matthew Yankovic. And just since we're on Weird Al, we're going to mention that June 27th will be at the Des Moines Civic Center in Des Moines, Iowa, and June 28th at Treasure Island Amphitheater in Welch, Minnesota, which segues us into the concerts. Foreigner is extending their farewell tour, adding new dates with original members. I'm not saying this had to do with the success of the Hall of Fame, because it was just a couple days ago. I wouldn't be surprised if this was in talks already. They wanted to wait till see the Hall of Fame went and then say something. So we'll see how that'll go.
That makes sense.
But I don't think it's going to be like a 4-year tour for money like a lot of bands did. They'll probably wrap up a few months while it's hot, and when it starts dwindling, they'll admit it and stop.
Ride the wave.
Triple Threat Tribute Night. Source Psycho, a Red Hot Chili Peppers tribute band. Tribute to the Killers. And Blink, $1.82. These are all at Turf Club, which is in St. Paul. And there's the phone number and address for you if you're into that sound of music or that type of music. There you go. A little update on Jake E. Lee. Here's his first post he put on there when it first happened. Checking in, like we mentioned before. You can see on his Instagram, or I'm sorry, his Twitter account or X there. There's this dog. He was out going for a walk. I'm just going to paraphrase it here, not getting the whole thing for you. Hey, I just walked my dog. Saw some guys with hoodies, hoods pulled down, masks on. Just looking for checking out the neighbor's bike, and he went up to confront him about it. I guess he was hit with 3 shots, but he said in his Instagram posts here, here's his follow-up too, they found 15 shell casings around him, and he only got hit 3 times. So these 2 guys were pretty bad shots. Coco the dog's okay. Jake's doing okay. But, don't mess with his neighbor's bike. He'll come talk to you. Halfway there, a tribute band, a Bon Jovi tribute band. Here's their dates coming up. This Saturday, they're going to be at the Halftime Wreck with Dream Police. November 23rd at JR's Outpost. And then November 27th, the Doghouse. And being a Wednesday night, the 27th, I'm going to take it. That's the day before Thanksgiving. That's how smart I am. I figured that out.
Yes.
Sugar Buzz, Friday the 25th, tomorrow night, Main Street, Hopkins, Halloween costume party. Doghouse, November 1st, with it's a birthday bash. Both Chad and Beth, the lead singer, it's their birthday on November 1. Saturday, November 16th at Bogart's, Apple Valley, and Friday the 22nd, the Blues Saloon. And yes, I sold that off their Facebook page. Steve Perry says he's going to go on the road and in the studio once he finds the right band, right dream team, he says. So that should be interesting to see who teams up with him. Not saying he's a jerk who's going to team up with him, but just who's not recording right now that wants to put an album together, that type of thing. So that should be interesting to see who we can get. And one more thing I want to bring up. Getting back to Jelly Roll, let's say I've never been a fan of his. Something he first came out, I didn't get it. Didn't click. I didn't understand it. I don't know what it was. Not saying he's good or bad, just wasn't my cup of tea.
Same here.
It's like, jeez. They go from the bad boy, this and that, to all of a sudden, oh, look, I'm good and clean, and I do pop, and I do country, and I do rock and roll, and I do all these other things, and I'm on all these shows, and I'm on The View, and I'm on Good Morning America, and look at me, I'm great. Then you pop off and lose your temper on Twitter because the hard rock scene thought, no, you should not be doing Ozzy. You are not qualified to do Ozzy according to Ozzy fans. And so he's going to take his ball and go home. You know what, Jelly Roll? I don't think a lot of guys on the hard rock scene liked you to start with. They put up with you because the girlfriend liked you, and now you've stepped in your own mess. Leave us alone.
Yeah, it's an unforgiving crowd. I mean, as far as the respect, you come in there and do this, they're going to let you have it.
He wasn't just okay. And I'm not going to rip on these other bands, for example, it's not like he came on there with Def Leppard and did a song, or he did a song with Motley Crue. This is Ozzy freaking Osbourne, man. Mount Rushmore.
So
quality guy. And you're going to have Jelly Roll do the song? Come on, man.
Yeah. So, but poor decision. So who decided, who came up with this to have him do that?
I guess it's the Rock Hall, because the Rock Hall gets ripped so bad, they wanted to get names to get viewers.
Yes, it probably was.
And here, in a way, besides watching it on YouTube or this or that, if I had one of the streaming channels that was on, I might want to watch that train wreck again. Oh, look, they got the viewers now. I'm not saying they got Jelly Roll knowing it was going to be a train wreck and they get viewers, but they're taking advantage of this now.
Yes.
Oh, people didn't like it. Yes, let's comment how bad it was and make sure our websites or our Facebook pages show people ripping on it, so they'll follow our streams. They'll go to our YouTube channel and watch it. They'll rewatch the stream.
Driving more traffic.
So they'll still get their bad publicity is still good publicity. And Rock Hall, hats off to him for taking advantage of it.
Yeah, he doesn't need to take his ball and go home on Twitter and get angry and upset about it.
Yeah.
You're dealing
now,
with.
If this was like 4 months later and some guys were still trolling him, and if the Rock guys were still trolling him 3-4 months later, then yes, not the next day. Grow up.
Now, what I saw also, we were going over some birthdays. Another member of the Red Hot Chili Peppers, Anthony Kiedis, is also next week. I think it's November 1st. His birthday's coming up as well.
He's got one coming up.
Same as Beth's, I think.
Yeah. I like Beth's got better hair than him, though.
Yes. We all can agree on that.
Straight, greasy, straight stuff. Beth has a little product in there.
Oh, yes.
And
always well done.
Steve Hill's birthday was this week too. Happy birthday, Steve.
So Chad Smith is tomorrow. Good stuff. That album, once again, 15 songs, and I probably liked 11, 12 of them, maybe 11. Most, many of which I've never ever heard of, but watching the video and understanding the lyrical content and everything, much more appreciative of their work. We've never done them on an album review here on the show, so also.
And I'll say about all the Chili Pepper albums, I like their stuff. I've just never bought it. I kind of throw them in that same category as U2. I like their stuff. I'll listen to it. Never bought a one.
That's fair enough. And we're just trying to do album reviews here. We're not doing the ones necessarily that we like or dislike, or not giving critiquing them, but just exposing the different types of music out there for our listeners to go through and try to listen to.
And I think I can count on one hand in the 5 years because we'll talk about it. It's like, hey, let's do this one. Oh, okay. Then if we were both listening, going, boy, that sucked. I think we probably kind of one-handers albums we've picked. Like, hey, I want to hear this one. I'm intrigued, and so we say we're going to do it. We listen to it and go, whoa.
Sometimes they're dead. Sometimes they're pleasantly surprised. But yeah, this is 56 minutes running time. It's a long album. I'm not a fan of that, but I broke it up. I listened to it a half the other day, the second half another day, and got through it all. It was perfectly fine. I did not mind it at all.
Yeah, I think that's one reason why them and U2 and stuff I don't buy, because I can't do too many of their songs in a row.
Okay.
Kind of gets repetitive for me.
That's
so it's like, I can listen to a few now or a song here and there. I could not put their CD in and listen to it on a drive up to Duluth. I would put the car into a tree. I just couldn't do it.
All right. Well, fair enough. That's all I've got for music. Anything else for this week, Andy?
No, just one thing I do want to mention. Local music performers, and we're going to probably put a post up this week on it too. We've tried to do a couple crossover episodes. Music guys coming out and talk sports, and sports guys talking music. If you are in a local band, cover tribute band or independent band, we'd like to have you on after the World Series to talk about Major League Baseball and how the season went.
Nice.
So here's our plea. We'll put a post out this weekend for it too. A little crossover episode. Someone from a local band, and if you've been on before, great. We don't care. Or you know of a guy. Hey, I know a guy who's in a local band. I'll have him get a hold of us. You see our names up there with our emails on it. You see all of our stuff. Contact us on the pages here. Reach out to us after the World Series is done. Talk about how the World Series went. How you thought Major League Baseball season went. Did your team do good or bad? What's your team doing next year? Stuff like that. So you don't have to be an expert. Just be a fan of a team. As you can tell, we take this so seriously here. So, come on, have a good time. We'll be on the sports episode for it. We'll still plug your band at the end. So
yes, it's always good hearing the different perspectives out there. Very good. Very interesting usually to hear it go that route. So,
yep.
All right. Have a good week, everyone. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
See ya.